Demand and supply lies at the heart of microeconomics. Now, the idea of this video is to give you a short example to try and explain the basic idea behind demand and supply. So let's start. Imagine you're attending a conference on economic issues. You're in this big venue and there's roughly 500 people there. You've been listening to talks now for 5 hours. You're relatively tired and you're thirsty. And I walk into that venue and I say, I've got some coffee that I'm willing to sell. Who of you would be willing to pay, let's say, 50 Rand for a cup of coffee? Now, if we look at the graph and we put price on the y-axis and we say put quantity on the x-axis, in that venue there might be, let's say, 2 people that's willing to pay 50 Rand for a cup of coffee. The rest of us would say that's way too expensive. We can't pay that for coffee. Now imagine I say, I'll sell this coffee for 50 Rand a cup. Now these 2 people would obviously be willing to pay 30 Rand a cup of coffee. They were prepared to pay 50 Rand. And now some of the other people might say, that's not too bad, I'm really thirsty. So we might be able to sell 10 cups of coffee for 30 Rand. Imagine I change the price again. And I offer coffee for 50 Rand a cup. Now perhaps 300 people would be willing to pay for the coffee. And so we can go on. If we're going to link these points, we end up with a curve that we call the demand curve. Or simply, this is our demand for coffee. Now in here you can see the law of demand. And this is not an idea or a notion, this is the law of demand. As the price is going to decrease, quantity demanded will increase. As the price is going to increase, quantity demanded will decrease. That's the one side. Now let's think about the other side. Let's say you're still at this conference. 500 people. I stand in front of you. But now instead of offering to sell you coffee, I make you a job offer. I say, why don't you start to produce coffee? I will give you all the ingredients. I will give you the cups, the milk, the coffee, the water, etc. If you're going to work hard, 8 hours a day, you can make 100 cups of coffee. And I offer you 1 Rand a cup of coffee. Then you can make, 100 Rand a day. Let's say you work 20 days a month. You can earn 2,000 Rand a month. Well, maybe there's 2 people that would be willing to produce coffee. But let's say I increase the price of that cup of coffee to 5 Rand a cup. Now you can still only make 100 cups of coffee a day, but now you can earn 10,000 Rand a month. Maybe more people would be willing to start to produce coffee. If I'm going to increase the price again, let's say to something like 100 Rand. Well, now you can make 200,000 Rand a month. And I'm sure all 500 people would start to produce coffee. So you can see, as we increased the price of the coffee, the quantity supplied increased. So we can draw that. And this is what we call the supply curve, or then simply supply. So what will the price of coffee eventually be? Well, that's where demand and supply is going to intersect. And in this example, it's going to be 15 Rand. And we will sell, let's say, 150 cups of coffee. But why? Why at that intersection? Well, let's think about it. Let's say the price is 50 Rand. Then the quantity supplied will be quite high. Well, the quantity demanded will be quite low. So what's going to happen? We're going to open our shop, we're going to have a lot of coffee, but nobody's going to buy it, or very few people will actually buy the coffee. So we're going to put it on a special, we're going to put it on a sale, we're going to bring down the price. As we bring down the price, the law of demand tells us that the quantity demanded will increase. The law of supply tells us that the quantity supplied will decrease, and we're going to move towards that point of equilibrium. Now let's say for a moment the price is lower. The price is 5 Rand. Now, there's a lot of people that want to buy the coffee, but there's not a lot of coffee available. So we're going to open our shop in the morning, and there's going to be a very long queue of people that want to buy our coffee. So what are we going to do? We're going to start to increase our price. And as we increase our price, the law of demand tells us that the quantity demanded will decrease, the quantity supplied will start to increase up to that point of equilibrium. And this is the invisible hand that Adam Smith wrote about. And that is how the price of coffee is determined in the free market.